The dissolving of time and the feeling of non-movement. Sometimes I feel like an absolute sellout, you know. Seriously. You know, like, even if you have this information and, like, you know, you feel certain ways, sometimes when you continually make videos, you just feel like a sellout. I was gonna stop making these videos. I was just like, dude, everything you wanted to say, you've already said. And then I was like, dude, did I really? No, I'm just joking. No, it's simple. It's just so simple. It's just like, you dissolve the self. There's no me, there's no I. In that state of humility and dissolving of the person, you become existence, and in that state of existence, there's only love and kindness, and you create love to everyone around you, and there's no anger, anxiety, or depression within. It's like, duh. So how do you get to that state? You know, it's just like, well, it's a lot of things you got to do. You know, you got to eat proper food, you know, have a pure diet, no processed food, no sugar in your diet, get proper sleep, work out, exercise pretty much every other day. Love how I was like flexing when I said that. Walking, like walk every day, connect with people, get to know people, step outside of yourself and like allow yourself to love others and connect with other people and listen, which I would highly recommend listening to Carl Rogers and Carl Rogers' method on doing so, especially Dale Carnegie. Dale Carnegie and Carl Rogers are excellent ways of learning how to stop, jump outside of yourself and listen to others and be interested in other people other than you know. But once you reach a stage of non-existence where you're no longer a person and you're not obsessed with the me or the I anymore, there's no need to talk about yourself because you no longer have a story. You're no longer like, oh, I'm this person, I'm that person, I did this, I achieved that, you know, 5 years ago this is what happened to me. There's none of that in your life anymore. Unless you feel in the state of connecting with another person, you feel like it would benefit the conversation. It's not to glamorize yourself or to achieve anything. It's just to have the conversation flow where it could be creative and present. Today was such a beautiful walk. I got to the point I was like 5 miles in, and I was like, God, you're so lucky, man. Like, you're so freaking lucky. I live in this town where nothing bad ever happens. It's one of these Norman Rockwell retirement towns where there's no crime, there's no drugs. It's just older people, elderly people riding on their bicycles saying hello to you, and and as long as you look a certain way, people don't judge you. People aren't, you know, mean or judgmental in any way. As long as you appear a certain way. You know, if you come across, because we all carry certain energies with us. You know, that's a thing, for sure. So if your energy is, you're not in the state of suffering, but you're in the state of being present and in love with life, and you come across warm, like you have no problems, everything is just clicking. Like that fan movement. It's like that fan noise. Pretty cool. It's kind of nice rhythm to it. Yeah, so when you're in that state, I can't even concentrate anymore with that noise. Hold on, ghost. You ready? Ghost. We're gonna ghost. It's the ghost. Okay, yeah. Me and my my nephew and me, we invented that a couple of years back. It was pretty funny. We got a kick out of it. The fact that you can pause on YouTube and then like come back and you're in a different stage. You're a ghost. So yeah, but when you come across having an easygoing light energy where you're not consumed with the suffering of this planet and the suffering of being a person, and you just light, you're just easy, and you come across like nice and loving and everything's fine. You're thrilled to be alive, like everything's great. When people feel that energy coming from you, they're going to enjoy seeing you every day. But if you're bogged down by the weight of the world and you're consumed with the me, the I, and you're constantly obsessed with thinking about yourself and your problems, and you're making bad choices, and you're drinking and you're eating crappy food, you're doing drugs, you're not working out, you're not walking, you're entering relationships with unhealthy people that are not good for you because you haven't worked out your psychology from the past, or you haven't figured things out yet psychologically. And you keep entering relationships with harmful people because it's familiar to you, because you grew up in an unhealthy home, or they remind you of your father or your mother in some weird way, subconsciously or consciously, and you date them anyways. Being that your mother or father were unhealthy, for you. It's that familiarity of being treated a certain way. Some people gel back into that because it is familiar, or they feel like they deserve it and they're not good enough. Subconsciously, they feel that way, which I highly would recommend listening to Brene Brown, or in my book I list 15 people. Go through those 15 people and you're going to be ninja style. God, I wonder if I could remember them. Starts off Eckhart Tolle, Dalai Lama, Alfred Adler, Susan David, Brene Brown, Carl Jung. Carl Jung's great, man. Joseph Campbell, I don't know if I added him in there, but Carl Jung and Joseph Campbell pretty much talk about the same thing. They talk about going into the darkness, really tapping into yourself, and if you are depressed, invite that depression in like it's a dinner guest. Get to know that depression. Why are you depressed? What is that depression all about? Figure it out. Spend time in solitude, and then you'll understand yourself more. You'll be able to tackle that depression, and then you'll be like, oh, okay, that's why I'm depressed. This is what's holding me back. And then by facing that darkness, you come out on the other side. That's mythology. That's the hero journey. That's the hero with 1,000 faces. That's what most books and movies are based upon, which is Joseph Campbell's book, A Hero with 1,000 Faces. Star Wars was, and a lot of other ones were. Harry Potter's a good one. But yeah, figure everything out psychologically and spiritually. And then, after you do all that work and you eat properly and you sleep properly and you get, fit and you exercise and you walk and you enter relationships with people that are healthy for you, and you don't mind being in solitude and you love being by yourself and you don't need people. Having people in your life is great, but you don't need people to be happy or fulfilled. And finding your fulfillment and happiness through internal things, like sitting here and looking at a tree, looking at a cloud. That brings you inner fulfillment and peace and love and happiness. You don't need anything else. Or you could just take a walk and look at squirrels and look at birds. See a raccoon pass by you in the morning. Completely ecstatic and in love with the world and life. That's all you need. You don't need to buy a new freaking car or a goddamn house or any of that bullshit that most people need. Because if anything, that's just going to cause you more suffering, because it's going to cause you more worry and stress about how you're going to pay for all that crap. And then eventually, the bliss of buying those things wears off in like 10 days or 20 days. I forgot the TED Talks that talks about that. It's just momentary happiness. That's external fulfillment. So try to find fulfillment and happiness and peace through internal fulfillment by doing things like looking out a window and looking at a bird flying into a tree, or spending time with yourself in solitude and stillness, getting to know oneself, taking a walk outside, being with nature. Internal fulfillment. Writing. Singing. Internal fulfillment. Dancing. Internal fulfillment. External fulfillment. Buying things. Entering relationship after relationship. Watching things on Netflix. External fulfillment. Doing drugs, drinking, alcohol, eating unhealthy food that's going to make you gain weight. External fulfillment. That's very short-lived most of the time. But focusing on internal fulfillment that gives you long-lasting fulfillment and peace and happiness. That's the goal. But in order to get there, you have to sacrifice the short term for the long term. And it takes effort and discipline. Most people don't know how to do that. Most people don't want to do that because it's challenging. You have to get out of your comfort zone sometimes. And it's scary sometimes. People don't like that. People don't like scary. People like comfort. People like things that are easy. People want the easy road. But in the long run, that easy road is just going to cause you to suffer. And you know it will. Everybody knows it. That's why most people suffer. God, that was a good video. Much love! Maybe there's a reason why I keep making these freaking things. I tell you the name of my book, but it's a secret. The book's too scary anyways. Freak you out. And if you bought my book, it links you to these videos. It tells you to watch these videos. So if you bought my book, ta-da! Congratulations. Good freaking book, man. Took 5 years to write that freaking thing. Alright, man. Much love. Hope you're doing well. Mad props. Shout out to my niece, my nephew. Gainesville. Later.